Ah. Star Wars The Clone Wars. I've got a long history with this series, I guess. I remember when it first started coming out, I was hyped out of my mind. I remember the day that the movie came out itself, where, you meet Ahsoka and it's Anakin, they have that fucking right angle ship, and there's Baby Jabba, whatever. All of that, I loved it to death, man. I remember that we had a neighbor who pirated or burnt a disc with it on it, and I'd watch that every single day in the car, just on my way to school, doing whatever. Okay, I really like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and Star Wars: The Clone Wars has this cool appeal, in my opinion, because it sort of grows with you. At least during the time that I was growing up, it improves as it goes, and you go through sort of the peaks of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and there's sort of this awkward little bit that I ended up like watching on Netflix when I got a little bit older. It has stuff that I would appreciate now more, but then it was a little bit less. It was sort of implemented the whole Dooku and Tyrannus storylines and confusion that was sewed within Clone Wars 2. I mean, sorry, Attack of the Clones, the second Star Wars movie. And you sort of have Maul in it. Favorite character of all time was 100% Cad Bane. He was the GOAT, just a very interesting character. Kick ass, space cowboy, freaking overpowered as shit, dude. That guy always had a fucking plan. And I mean, I love that about Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and it grew with me, and that was probably what helped it the most in becoming something that I still appreciate today. Cause I'm not fucking watching JJ the Jet Plane anymore, bro. Motherfucker, I'm watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Okay, that's the shit. And lately, I never did really fall into the Bad Batch much. I saw them throw in a couple characters that I was a fan of in other series. Rebels didn't really hit too much with me. I think that the clone troopers, the art style was strange, but the clone troopers were mainly my problem. They felt really round, and I hated that. Man, fuck, dude, I hated that. The art style of the Clone Wars, it grew. It used to look a little bit uncanny, and then it grew into this sort of pastel look, almost. Man, I don't fucking know how to describe it, but it's classic. It's different, and it's unique because of that. And Rebels didn't hit with me. Bad Batch didn't hit with me. And I don't know if there's been much that's come out after that. The current state of Star Wars, I have not had an appreciation for. I am curious about. Oh fuck, what's it called? The Andor. Andor. It's. I've been hearing great things about it. People have been loving it, and I would love to test it out if I have time one of these days. But it came to my attention as I was scrolling today on my YouTube feed because I am an active participator in the consumption of YouTube right now. And I saw this trailer for a fucking Darth Maul TV show. And initially, my thoughts on this are a little bit jaded. I think that Disney has done a pretty poor job with Star Wars overall. It's just been very muddled, unclear, I guess. A lot of the goals with it were not the same as what I would consider Star Wars tried to portray before. I think that the original version that George Lucas had in mind would have been a lot more interesting than what we received. The whole Kylo Ren and Rey Skywalker plotline. And there's no need for me to get into it, but basically, I haven't been a fan of what Disney has been doing, and sort of a portion of my jadedness also has been coming from the fact that it feels like there's no truly new IPs that we are deciding to make or pull from or make as I'd refer to as like household names, things that people fuck with, pop culture. The thing that everybody would know about, it becomes popular. And there's not much of that, and it I think is in part because of the internet, but I would enjoy to see more new IPs. So when I see this Darth Maul show itself, I think to myself, oh, it's just a recycling. They are just trying to cash in on sort of hype that was built up from Clone Wars over Darth Maul. And I will get into where I think that a counter does come in towards this because I think that something interesting could be pulled off. But baseline, that is my fear with it, is it's sort of grasping at what could be used that could be a little bit more successful than what has been going on at the moment. Now to start from the look at the trailer, it looks pretty. I think that the Clone Wars art style has over the time become perfected to some degree. Its evolution has been phenomenal. Rebels was fucking route in that tree that I am glad that we are not continuing down because I think it looks horrendous. Too colorful, maybe. Maybe just the color palettes weren't the same. But I fuck with how the lightsaber duels have become in the most recent portions of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And because of that, I also enjoyed a lot of the new trailer. The action looks interesting, it looks unique, it looks cool. Is there some corniness? Yes, but the thing about Star Wars: The Clone Wars that I think it benefited the most was it portrayed the overpowered sort of power fantasy that Jedi is. When I was growing up, dude, I wanted to be a fucking Jedi. I didn't want to be. I mean, a bounty hunter would be cool as shit. Cat Bane had me on that. But regardless, I digress. I semi trust what and who Sam Witwer is from what I've seen from him. And yes, it's the internet. He could be portraying a specific thing to monetize or gain from it. But Sam Witwer appears as a fucking nerd. Like and I mean, hell, he's an attractive guy too. But he seems to know the character that he's playing. He's playing fucking Maul and he enjoys that. He loves that, and he seems to be active in that fan base, a participant, and that to me, I like to see from a Star Wars fan, not somebody who just came in and is there to make a movie, a cinematic masterpiece. I'd rather have somebody who wants to mess with characters that they've watched growing up, or just because I mean, you play with fucking action figures as a kid, and I mean, you just imagine all the things that they could do. You have fucking Anakin fighting Darth Vader. Would that ever make sense? No. But that's what you do as a kid, and for some people to have the opportunity to sort of play out these ideas that they've had growing up, Sam Witwer appears to be one of those. And I think that that could be the saving grace to this show. Again, to preface, I did not watch Bad Batch. I heard some people really liked it. Personally, that one chick wasn't super into it. What is it? The fucking copy of, I think it was the man. What do you call him? Boba Fett. It was kind of strange. To have like a female clone was interesting, I guess, but did it really catch my attention? No. That one bounty hunter also showed up from, I believe it was Solo. This is going to be a poorly researched video, but regardless, that could be the saving grace of Sam Witwer. And I think that that could be extremely beneficial to Star Wars as a whole. It kind of had this, dark, depressing state and or semi a comeback, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like it's fully supported in a lot of ways, which is fine. But I mean, come on, fuck. Maul is and was a great character in the Clone Wars. You take a character that was silent in the first movie and completely evolve who he is, making him a fucking somebody who tried to make another, I guess, sect of the Sith, trying to have a master and apprentice again, took over Mandalore completely, and then got his shit wiped by Sidious just to make sure that nothing got too out of control. And I mean, from what they're saying, it is going to be set like quickly after the events of the third movie, which I think will be interesting again. And I'm gonna harp on this for some fucking reason. I do notice this a lot. Stormtroopers look goofy sometimes, and the way that they're portrayed to me is extremely not portrayed, designed is important to me. And when I catch things that kind of look a little bit off, it is like a sore thumb to me. And from what I've been seeing specifically from the trailer, the stormtroopers did catch my eye. Is it gonna bother me too much? No, because I could see the value in Rebels when I watched it later on, but it won't bug me too much. I will say that. I don't want to come across that way specifically about these clone troopers. But I mean that rambling side, I think it could be good. It kind of has me excited. I'll throw up the footage of the trailer on this video. I don't know how to avoid monetization, demonetization type shit. I'm not even that far into this whole thing, but yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking about it. If you guys see any, potential issues with it, and or what it could be, if that excites you or not. And yeah,